Hi everyone, here is Juraj, and today I would like to share the experience of growing autoflower plant called Gorilla Zkittlez. Here is the harvest day for this plant. It is the end of the week 13, which means basically that it is around 90 days for this plant. So let's start. Let's have a look. This is the autoflower plant, and here I can say it looks absolutely amazing because this plant has is tall around 1 meter 32 centimeters. Here is the mark of 1 meter. Where is 1 meter? So she has 1 meter 32 centimeters. She has 1 meter 32 centimeters exactly from this point. If we would count together also the root system from the very bottom, it would be additional 25 centimeters. But technical plant was measured from this point, 132 centimeters. Let's have a look that this plant is in the soil of 7 liters. It's the soil Canatera Professional. This soil also still is visible, has some algae available with the plant, but that's okay, as the entire root system is perfectly healthy. The algae was still available for the plant, so it means that she had enough everything for herself and she doesn't need it to completely annihilate algae from her growing volume, but entire roots perfectly in the entire volume of the available soil, which is very cool. And I topped this plant to became for 4 main colas. You can see here 4 main colas. After first node it is the side branches, first side branch and second side branch, and here are 2 mains. Thickness of the trunk is around 1 centimeter and 6 millimeters. The growing of this plant, the interesting what happened. When I topped this plant, you wouldn't believe, but this plant had 42 centimeters. She had 42 centimeters in 6th of April. 42 centimeters, and in 1 month she had 132 in 4 weeks and 2 days. I was measuring her, it was around maybe 3, not full 4 weeks when she grew from 42 to 132. It was incredible. I had to move her from one tent to another. I really didn't expect it that the plant can really so rapidly grow and expand to the vertical point, even if she was stopped, right? When I was looking on her, when she had those 42 centimeters, I was looking at her, that she will grow maybe to 70, 80. But when she had the 80, I was preparing that I will start to give her bloom nutrients. But no, she kept growing and growing next 2 weeks. I was surprised, so she took her time to grow for herself as she wanted. I moved her to different tent with the blue and the white light only. And then she stopped, completely grew and start to go fully into the blooming phase. So yes, it's possible that a plant can grow in 4 weeks 90 centimeters. This plant is the proof of that, and even in that volume of the soil, that's quite amazing that's possible. But it's very possible that it is because of the genetics, as the genetics is defining all aspects of the plant, and the Gorilla Zkittlez seems have that growth within. So this was very nice experience to grow this plant, but this glass cylinder I used only from my perspective experimental way, because I wanted to know the growth of the roots, when the roots grow, how they grow, the structure, and so the fact that the algae is there, it's okay. So that was a reservoir of nutrients. Root structure is okay, pH okay, humidity in my experience it's ranging from 55 to 65. And as well we can check some development of trichomes. I was aiming mainly for the plant to go around 100 milky, and I guess that I could let this plant go another, maybe, I don't know how, let's have a look here, how many days, but I don't want, basically this is around highest potency which can be, it cannot be higher. It's all full milky after 13 weeks. So I am chopping her down, as this is the maximum what can be, which is interestingly cool that almost no amber trichomes, everything is milky. And this is the day 90, which is quite interesting. She was in this stage with the trichomes almost 2 weeks ago, so she is in that peak already several weeks. And I was looking at her that okay, so I will let her bulking up, why not? So she can. Because how tall she is, I was not having her under the light completely. She was leaning, right, that the base was in the middle of the tent, and she was leaning like is leaning here on the side of walls, and she was leaning on the side of the tent, and she was receiving basically in the entire body the light from the sides, from the top and from the sides. So basically she was illuminated from this point. I kept on her basically everything what was in direct light from the LEDs. So what's cut off, that was somehow in the shade, and what's here was on the light. So this is everything what was illuminated from the side of the tent of the LED and from the top. And I can say that those collars are quite heavy, because I really had very big issue to move it from the tent, and I broken one collar, I guess this main one. But 4 main collars, these two was exactly the same. These two was exactly the same size, 132. The third collar was 120, and this one was 115 or something like that. But measured from this point, right? not from the very bottom. So maybe I could tell that the plant has around 160 or 50 centimeters, but whatever, right? Here is broken, but I'm going to harvest her because it's end of the bulking and she's in full milky stage around 2 weeks, and she started also foxtailing on this left collar because this one was the most in the area of the zip and stressed. It's interestingly that it's possible to see that if the plant is experiencing somewhere stress or not. Some buds really went into the foxtailing, some are okay. But because she's in her peak, I guess it will not be better. It can go only into the several amber. So I'm going to harvest her. This was the Gorilla Zkittlez grow. I enjoyed this grow. The feeding the plant, the schedule. I am starting feeding plants only after week 3 or 4. This was after week 4, and I started to give her Calmac and PK because that's the best to give the plant the pre-bloom phase, right? Otherwise the leaves go crispy and so. And here we can see that the plant is still healthy on the harvest day, as I am using only bio nutrients. It's the most reasonable part to let the plant go into the last day of harvest with the full green leaves, like in nature, that all the buds and all the potency is in the buds. So she was in the darkness. I moved her out for the photo shoot. Any questions, go ahead. So day 90, 91, harvest day for Gorilla Zkittlez. PPFD, hard to say because I was growing her first almost 4 weeks under white-blue spectrum only, but with 75% of 240 watt lights. Then I moved her into the tent with 150 watts full spectrum light. I used 1 week 100%, then 75, then went down to 60 when she was rapidly growing up and I didn't want her to burn her. So she started almost touching the lights in the old tent, so I need to move her to new tent. Those colors are heavy. I had to move her to new tent where there was the again only white and blue spectrum. So last 3 weeks or 4 she was only white and blue spectrum only, but 60 and 75% of 240. So that's it, that was my experience. PPFD was very various. At the peak she had around 1000 in the middle. I cannot even make some very cool photo from top because that's it from top. Right. That was the Gorilla Zkittlez and her growing journey to 130 centimeters and more, basically. So there was the various point of PPFD. Watering, I kept her watering as she needed. Sometimes she drank 1 liter water like nothing. Like when I gave her another liter, it was completely okay. Once I did the alga cleaning with her for 4 days, but she kept there anything, something, so that's okay. So that was my experience. This is Gorilla Zkittlez Autoflower, 90 days. Enjoy. Who wants to grow this strain, go ahead, why not? Very interesting plant, smell very nice. Typical Zkittlez. Let's see how it will be after curing. So enjoy everyone and have a nice time. Bye.